Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Tian and today I'm here to speak with you about Mars in Gemini or Mars in the third house. Now this is talking specifically to the natal placement. However, there is strong embodiments of this energy with this current transit whereby Mars entered Gemini on the 20th of July 2024 and will depart the sign of Gemini through the ecliptic through into the sign at its debilitation in Cancer on the 4th of September 2024. This transit is a very strong time whereby the collective consciousness will delve deeper into seeking mental stimulation and quick thinking versatility. Gemini rules over the hands and the arms and the lungs, and Mars governs violence and weapons. So there will be a lot of activity occurring in the world with regards to, I believe, earthquakes and weaponry, along with individuals seeking new ways of being through curiosity and learning and delving into the strong, constant need for mental stimulation. Also, there is a possibility that individuals may explore new ways of being in their sexual relationships, whether that be exploring things based on a more communicative level, with things like dirty talk and the rest, and then also there also may be a shift because of the versatility of Gemini itself and the dualism of the sign, and the fact that Mars in Gemini is a sapiosexual energy. There may be a shift or a blending between genders and also the merging of new relationships in the most highest possible vibration, from monogamy to polyamory and things like that. So we will see a lot of shifts occurring in relationships, and I will do another video on that, especially with the rise of the age of Aquarius after that last full moon in Capricorn, giving a final ending to that Capricornian energy, and then birthing new with regards to the transit beginning conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius as we enter the age of Aquarius, and also with the rising solar flares and the Earth's frequency and the Schumann's frequency rising on a geomagnetic level as well. So we are going to see a lot of shifts in relationships, and I don't think this is the right video for this, but however, if you do have Mars in Gemini in your natal house, or Mars in the third house in your natal placement in your birth chart, this video is specifically for you. Also, if you are interested in learning more about this transit energy on a holistic level, there will be a lot of information being shared on a holistic level about this transit energy. So please do stay with me, and if you are interested in hearing more at any time, or you do like this video and the content that I am revealing to you, please do hit the like button. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you did subscribe, and also to hear more content and be notified when I do release new content. As a psychology student, it can be a bit sparingly, and as a mother of 2 young daughters. However, please do hit the bell notification to be notified of any new content as it enters in to the world of YouTube. So to understand Mars in Gemini and Mars in the third house, we need to understand the energy of Gemini in and of itself. Gemini is a masculine sign. It is the third sign on the zodiac wheel and governs the third house of siblings and communication. It is governed by the element of air and is a mutable sign whereby it is sitting in a heightened house, and on the southern hemisphere it ushers the ending of the autumn season and the beginning of winter, and in the northern hemisphere it is ushering in summer from spring. As I mentioned, the body parts that Gemini governs are the arms, the shoulders, the lungs, and the hands. And the energy and the action of a Gemini individual and the Gemini energy itself is to think. It is known for its duality in Gemini because of the symbolic energy of the twins, therefore highlighting this Jekyll and Hyde energy. And there is also very strong trickster energy when it comes to Gemini, so I will discuss that further when I go into the diversification of Mars in Gemini itself. Now, Mars is the god of war. The meaning of Mars as itself stands to be bright and burning one. It is the fiery red planet, and its duality is masculine. It governs the signs of Aries and also co-rules Scorpio with Pluto. On a personal level, Mars is all about passion and desire. It's all about our strength and our energy. And on a physical level, it's about sex and sport, and it can also govern weaponry and action. Personality-wise, Mars can be quite quarrelsome, but it can also be quick. It can be aggressive and also enterprising. The profession of an individual with strong Mars placements, Mars in the 10th house, Aries energy also in the 10th house, would be construction workers, mechanics, chefs, defense force, including military and police energy. In the natural world, like I mentioned, Mars governs over earthquakes, violence, and war. And with Gemini, Mars transiting Gemini, we can see this energy come to the forefront a lot more than ever before. There is also a strong possibility, especially with Uranus moving its way into Gemini in the coming month, that we will see a lot of energy pertaining to further cyber crimes and cyber breakdowns, because Gemini energy governs the energy of communication, and Mars is bringing that violence and that war and that destruction energy to communication. So there could be cyber crimes, a prevalence in cyber crimes and wars, and obviously with that higher octave of communication energy of Uranus moving in to the sign of Gemini, we will see a strong prevalence of that. So if you don't have your data updated, if you aren't using cash, I do suggest you use cash if you're using electric vehicles, because Mars does govern over vehicles as well. There is a strong possibility that there may be disruptions to your vehicles, especially with Mars governing the 3rd house of short distance travel and things like that. So I do urge you to possibly avoid electric vehicles and also do some mechanical works on your vehicles, along with working through and using cash and getting off of those transactional payments whereby everything's online, because we are going to see a more prevalent energy of those cyber crimes occurring without trying to induce fear on any level. So as I said, on the 20th of July, Mars moved into the sign of Gemini. Today is the 23rd of July, and it is going to move through the sign of Gemini and enter in its debilitation the sign of Cancer on the 4th of September. The last time Mars was in Gemini was on the 25th of March 2023. Mars moves into the fiery planet Gemini. The fiery planet of Mars moves into the sign of Gemini in the sky and is entering energy of curiosity and restlessness, communication, and also possible aggression. Those with Mars in Gemini natally or Mars in the 3rd house natally embody a strong, dynamic, and active mental energy that profoundly influences their approach to life and also their day-to-day interactions, particularly with things that govern the 3rd house, which also includes siblings and very close neighbours, and also the local connections in the smaller sphere of locality. I personally do have Mars in my 3rd house. It is in Leo, and I can definitely share that all of this information that I'm about to share with you is accurate, and there is a strong representation of that in my life and the way that I do conduct my life as well. But there is a strong need for those with these those individuals with this energy to have a restless and active mental energy. They are constantly seeking mental stimulation and variety in their lives, and there is often need to engage in multiple activities simultaneously. This trait manifests in the need to juggle various projects, which I myself, as an astrologer, as a psychology student, as a mother, as a business partner to my partner's business, along with a homekeeper and the gardener, can definitely highlight this energy. And then also trying to conduct myself on YouTube and grow there as well. There is this need for me to constantly seek and share new information, and that is all about that Mars and Gemini energy. But those with this placement also embrace the opportunity to learn new things because of their quick thinking nature and their strong versatility. This Mars in Gemini enhances an individual's ability to think quickly and adapt to changing circumstances. These individuals tend to excel in situations requiring this rapid response that Mars in Gemini generates, whereby there could be very strong debaters or negotiators and problem-solving scenarios. I'm the first person when we go to the shop, I always want to try and get a really good deal on a TV or something. There is always this strong negotiation energy to Mars and Gemini and to me myself, especially when it comes to bartering, I suppose you can say. This also highlights this Mars and Gemini energy. Also, they are very tricksters. They're the jesters. Gemini is the jester energy, and with that verbal energy of Mars in Gemini being so quick and intellectual and also fiery at times, there is a strong tendency whereby they can sell ice to an Eskimo. I used to design and sell homes before I had my first daughter, and I can highlight this in energy whereby I was very, very young. I was the youngest salesperson ever hired by my company, and I was the very quick climber on the sales board, and that highlights this energy again. Mars in Gemini energy also enhances the communication abilities, whereby writing, teaching, sales, and speaking is all about conveying complex ideas clearly and engagingly. There is a strong energetic pursuit to the ability to multipass and also communicate with diverse ranges of individuals. So these people will be the type that have multiple conversations going at once, and also possibly if a lot of unread messages and things like that, whereby they're off doing something, they sit down, they'll message someone, and if that person doesn't reply while they're sitting there, they will be off on to the next thing, and probably you'll never receive a reply from them. And that is definitely me and my energy. The ability to handle various thoughts and activities at once is a credit to Mars and Gemini. However, there is a lack of the ability to finish everything that they've started. However, if there is that curiosity and that passion and that drive, they will definitely get to the end of it. And this also is highlighted by their energy in the bedroom as well, whereby Mars in Gemini sexuality is all about getting turned on with their intellectual chemistry and stimulating conversation. These are the type that like to take it slow with regards to communicating, and the communication style that they have in the bedroom is a bit of an adventure, and they love dirty talk, phone sex, sexting, and also role play. It is all about intellectual chemistry and stimulating conversation. There is an arousal through intelligence rather than anything else for those with this placement, especially men, because men with this placement, it highlights that drive to seek what they are looking for, whereas women will attract those individuals. If their Mars is in Gemini, they will attract that kind of person into their life, whereas a man will seek out and pursue this energy. Due to the restless nature, there is a strong ability for those with Mars in Gemini to become bored and restless in their relationship. They can be, once that exploration and that adventure has come to a state of boredom, they will definitely be more inclined to be seeking the next adventure through communicating with other individuals. They have also a restless nature towards their mind as well, whereby their active line can also lead to mental scattering thoughts and stimulating activities. This could also highlight that these individuals can have elements of depression and anxiety. Not so much anxiety, that's more that Virgo energy, I believe, but I do see that there is this strong ability, if there's no action and drive and pursuance of what they desire, or what they desire is not reflecting the energy back to them, they can become restless within their mind, and then also create a downward spiral on that end, and start talking to the black dog and things like that. The way that Gemini Mars, or also Mars in the third house, can alleviate this energy is to connect with their local environment, get off their phones, get off the technology, and go out into their environment and start interacting on a face-to-face level, and also journaling as well as a very strong front for those with this placement. It is also, talking of siblings, Mars can create challenging or competitive relationships with siblings because of this aggressive, competitive, driven spirit, whereby brothers can tend to compete with one another, or sisters can tend to compete with one another throughout the trajectory of their lifetime. And it's all about fostering that relationship and being able to segregate the twins, I suppose you could say, which is the element of Gemini, to be able to help the siblings understand that they are two unique people, and they aren't to be blended, and they aren't to be competed with. They are just who they are, and it's okay for them to succeed and fail in their own rights. They also can excel in roles requiring social interactions and networking within the community. So you will see these individuals as the first in the front of any community event, whereby they're leveraging their communication skills to build rapport for the local surf club or the local school and things like that. They can also, the third house does govern early education. So these individuals, if there is something like Jupiter in this placement, there could be a strong ability to be a teacher, and also possibly even law. It just depends on the other placements and the interaction between Mars and Mercury, because Mercury is the original ruler of this house as well. So if you, like me, have your Mars in your third house, however, your third house is governed by Leo, you need to look where your sun is, and also Mercury as well, to get an understanding of this placement and how it plays out for you on a more unique level to you. And that's the beauty of astrology, is highlighting that everyone is different, and everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and everyone has their own unique drives. And it is important for those with this placement to be able to balance their responsibilities efficiently, and they do have the ability to do that. They do tend to thrive in environments that are demanding of their attention and their multifaceted needs. And their creativity is with their hands. And speaking of the hands, and back to the sexuality of the Mars and Gemini energy, there is this foreplay element to those who have magical hands, and they do also love being touched on their hands and their arms and their shoulders, and also their chest, being the fact that it governs around the lungs. So it's all about keeping Mars and Gemini on their toes, but also keeping them out of this consistent need to communicate online. Mars in Gemini and Mars in the third house needs to actually go out physically into their environment and get their energy out of their bodies, as opposed to sitting there online. So you will find, like, teenagers these days, there's probably a strong chance that your teenager, if they have this placement, are in a combat pursuit online, trying to rid themselves of this energy, whilst also communicating with someone on the other side of the world, plus someone, their best friend down the road, and that's highlighting this energy. However, it doesn't actually, they need that physical stimulation just as much as that mental stimulation to be able to get this energy out in the physical world, if that makes any sense. So I do hope this energy helped you understand your own innate energy and your own triumphs of Mars in Gemini or Mars in the third house, whereby you essentially embody this vibrant and active intellectual drive, whereby you follow intellectual pursuits and communication and adaptability. People may call you ADHD. That is not true. You do not have ADHD. You just have lots of fingers in lots of different pies, and that's perfectly okay. You do tend to thrive on mental challenges and constantly seek to expand your own innate knowledge and engage in curiosity. There is this quick thinking energy and this versatility and curiosity and need for effective communication that equips you with the ability to navigate life's complexities and pursue your own innate goals with enthusiasm and intelligence. Now, as you age, beautiful Mars in Gemini and Mars in the third house, and you move into those times of your life whereby you cannot physically release your incredible and insurmountable amount of energy, including mental energy, it is important for you to embrace things like Sudoku and also exploring or scrapbooking or something whereby you're using your fingers and your hands, and you're also using your mind to either engage with something new, create something new, or just explore tedious tasks like Sudoku. So I do hope this helps you at the end of the day. And again, if you did like this video, or if it offered support to someone, or it sounded like someone that you know, please do share this with them. Please subscribe. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the link below, and I will do my best to get back to you. As I said, I do have Mars in Gemini and Mars in the third house, so I have a lot going on. And if you haven't already, please explore Soulful Solutions art on my Etsy shop, whereby I have a lot of communicative and creative artwork which embodies both the energy of Mars in Gemini, that will offer you high vibrational knowledge and wisdom and communication that will bring you with that higher octave of pursuing your own innate curiosity and versatility, and offer you your constant mental stimulation as well. So bless you, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope that it brought you some new knowledge and new insight and about yourself and your own innate energy. Thank you.